If I was going to start a homestead, these are two pieces of equipment I would buy first. Hey folks, welcome back to the farm. I want to remind you before we get into our video that I'm having a giveaway and I've got some 5 good things I'm giving away. Go back one more video back. You can look at the stuff, but if you leave a comment in this video or the video prior, I'll put your name in the hat. So the 2 things I would have first, what I would buy and save my money up first, of course the first thing I would buy is a tractor. Now this is the new TYM that we bought just recently, and now when I first bought this place in 1996, didn't have any money, so we bought a Ford 8N and a 4-foot bush hog, and I mowed the yard with it. I took care of the fields with it. So you got to do what you want to do, but you got to, I think the first thing you got to get is a tractor, and if you can afford one, a front end loader. This thing, I didn't realize until I got my first tractor with a front end loader how valuable these things are in the homestead. Anywhere from hauling mulch around, we haul, you know, our tree mulch around, we haul bags of feed in here. You could use this to feed with, because I used to put my water, my feed, and all that stuff in the front bucket and drive it around and do my stuff. Carrying brush, setting fence posts, carrying around fence posts, even using it as a scaffold. Me and my wife, we put siding on our house, on this house. We used it as a scaffold, and she'd raise me up in it, and you know, I mean, it's, I can't even sit here and I take the whole video up describing all the different things we could do. So my first thing would be a tractor, and if you could afford it, a front end loader. You know, I watch a lot of different YouTubers and a lot of homesteaders, and they don't seem to buy tractors, and they just kind of, I don't know, it looks to me like it's a tough way to go, especially when you get older. Like I'm 60 years old, so you know, I just soon make it easy as I can, easy as I can afford. But I would buy a tractor with a front end loader would be my first thing. My next thing would be the side-by-side. And I'm not saying specifically this brand, but a side-by-side. And we got the 2-seater. You know, a 4-seater would be at times good, but most of the time this is just perfect. And we actually went down to John Deere to get the Gator, because at the time that was the cheapest one, the old original John Deere Gator, and they didn't have any, wouldn't help us. Went on down the road and got this, and I really endorse this Kawasaki mule. I love this thing. I mean, I wish it had a windshield, and you can buy them, but they're high. But you know, it came with the hood. I love the hood, or the cab cover. I like the bench seat. There's nothing I don't like about this thing. Of course, I paid a little extra and got power steering and 4-wheel drive. But I use this right here. I put more hours on this than any of my tractors, and that's even including when we was doing a lot of haying. So I mean, I use this everywhere for feeding. Of course, you know, if you watch the channel, I take it down to feed every day. Carry stuff in the back, fertilizing. I got my sprayer back there. We use liquid fertilizer. I go around and fertilize with it. Harvest. Matter of fact, I got a watermelon right there right now. Just scouting the fields, checking on my animals. Of course, you know, we use a pasture-based egg system, and I move those egg mobiles every day, and I move it with this. And you know, you can rig them up where you can move them by hand, but this makes your time out in the field so much more enjoyable using them with this. And I put it down in low, and it don't have no trouble at all. So every now and then, when I first built my first one, the heavy one, I would sometimes have to put it in 4-wheel drive, but since I've kind of modified it, I hadn't not one time put it in 4-wheel drive. So, I mean, I use this thing every single day, 365 days a year. So, you know, you might even, if I didn't have bush hogging stuff to do, you could hire that done. You know, this might be my 1A choice, so I'm just talking myself into it. So, anyway, I'd get a tractor first. And then these things are getting pricey now, so if you can find a good used one or even a good used tractor, I'd look for 2 years for a good used compact. Couldn't find one. I mean, they're out there, but you're gonna pay the same money as you pay for a new one. I think the situation's probably the same here, but it's gonna change sooner or later. So that's my 2 things I would, if I was starting out all over, or if I didn't know anything and I was just starting from scratch, these are 2 things I would get before I got anything else. And of course, you get a bush hog. You gotta have a bush hog. or everything's gonna look horrible. Hey, don't forget about the giveaway. If you got any questions, or you got something you want to add to it, you don't agree with me, you can leave a comment. I answer all comments personally. Appreciate all my new subscribers watching. Go back or leave a comment here, and I'll put your name in the hat. Or go back one video, or if you don't want to leave a comment, you haven't got Google, just send me an email. I'll put your name in that way. I've got a couple emails already since we started. So go back, check out the giveaway. Appreciate everybody watching. Hey, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. There's not a YouTuber on this universe that appreciates their subscribers more than I do. So hit that thing. Give me a thumbs up. Support your local farmer. We'll see you down here in the farm in the next video.